gold forecast for this week. Before we move on to this week's gold forecast, we're gonna discuss what happened earlier last week. Last week, we had unemployment data and consumer sentiment, which moved the market upward. On Thursday and Friday, the unemployment data on Thursday was really high, which moves gold upward. And on Friday, consumer sentiment ended up with gold this week around 23.79, and then it showed a rejection. As we can see that in our last week gold analysis, I mentioned that gold can retest 2350, and if this break is gonna be bullish. But for further confirmation, we have to wait till it breaks 2364 and wait for a retest. But the price, it showed a rejection on last Friday from 2380. Moving on to this week, we have CPI, PPI and FOMC member statement. On 4 hour, as we can see, last week gold retested and it's showing a rejection, and the gold is currently on a sideways trend 2400 to 2300. Everything right now currently is priced in. Interest rate cut have already been priced in. Currently the focus of the market is on election, even though all the policies of Biden administration has been already been priced in. But we have to further rely on the incoming news data of Joe Biden political campaign and his fiscal policies, which will of course lead to either upward or downward gold trend. Till election, we can say that gold is gonna keep on ranging in this 2300 to 2400 range. Last month in March, gold already priced in rate cut, and it also priced in QT tempering. So, and even last week, FOMC member Collins said that market has already priced in the Fed balance sheet, which has further proved us that we are in a really tight range and the market is bearish. Last week, the FOMC member also mentioned lots of dovish statements. There was no such bullish rate hike related news. So it was quite obvious that Fed is really dovish right now. The Chinese president actually also visited France last week, which led to a business venture in Europe, which led to decrease in gold purchasing in China. The result was, of course, a rejection on Friday gold price. We can say that that's the biggest reason that the gold price did not break the 2400 range. On the first week of May, we can see that the NFP data which released pumped up the gold, and on the second week, high job claims also pushed gold up. But as we can see that everything is already priced in. Moving on to a 4-hour chart, we will say that economy in US is undergoing recession, which the US government is trying to slow down till election. Joe Biden also announced last week that he's gonna hit China with tariffs on EV strategic sectors, which are also priced in. In order to break the 2400 gold range, there has to be a new war-related news or a change in government policies. Till then, there is no chance of breaking the 2400 gold range. If there is a new war news, all the bullish buyers have to wait for a retest before they can jump onto a long trade. But we can say that we are in a situation that till elections, gold is gonna be stuck in 2400 to 2300 range. And until elections, it's not obvious that this range is gonna break. What's gonna happen is that until there is a change, even if there is a fiscal policy change next year, it will be too late. Till then, gold might be below 2200 range, or it might be in 2400 range. U.S. economy is under stagflation, low GDP data, and unemployment rate, which was in last NFP was 3.9, and of course next NFP is going to be 4%. It's clearly show that interest rate is really high, and high inflation rate is currently the biggest US problem, and all the traders are currently have priced in all the bullish momentum news, and all eyes are on core PCE data currently. This week we have PPI, and after that followed by CPI, and which are two major inflation indicators. And according to my study of all the previous data, gold's gonna dump down to 200 to 20 to 80 range, in between this range, because currently the inflation is too high. So expect a strong bearish momentum this week. Right, currently the focus of the market is on a sideways correction trend. It's either going to be a sideways correction, or it's going to be a zigzag. The market is going to do it's a scalper haven over here, and if it breaks this range followed by a zigzag breakout, we can say that gold is going to go down to 2200. But we have to wait, because gold is not going to break 2400 or 2200 range before the next FOMC meeting. Despite bad fiscal year policy, dollar is still really strong, and many Asian currencies are collapsing, except gold. But even if these bad fiscal policies continue till election, and even after election, gold will continue to rise up, and eventually is going to break 2400 range. So our main focus this week should be CPI. For buyers, they have to wait for 2380 range to break, so upon break they can take a long trade on retest. So gold, a buyer should wait for a retest to enter a long trade around 2380 to 2400 range. And for bearish sellers, they are safe within this downward range, as they can see downward trend line range marked with white lines. And for further bearish confirmation, they have to wait for for the breakout of 2300 to 2280 range, and before that we have a major support level at 2330. So bears can, for further confirmation, bears can wait for 2330 range breakout followed by a 2300 gold range. Main focus again this week should be sideways trending, and 2400 to 2300 is a golden range for scalpers, for swing traders, and this range can break till next FOMC. So good luck traders, and good luck for this week.